Cuttino Mobley, 11 years in the NBA. He led the Clippers to their first playoff series win back in 2006 since the team moved to Cali. I remember that. All right, Cuttino, people think I'm crazy, but I'm watching the Celtics last night, and they got Robert Williams, they got Smart, they got Tatum, they got Brown. They play defense. But I do think they sort of lack a clarity on offense. And I wish Philadelphia's got holes, but they play with so much self-belief and confidence. Harden, Maxey, Embiid, PJ Tucker. They're dudes. They're guys. They're tough guys. And I look at Boston, and my takeaway is, if you lose this series, I don't think Jaylen Brown's happy there. Don't you have to consider moving him and taking a big swing on something?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you had a great analogy earlier when you talk about corporations, when you talk about teams that are, or situations that are really good, right? And then you have, while it's good, you can trade assets.
Right.
Right. And I, as much as I love Tatum and love Brown, it is something wrong there because, Jaylen Brown is an alpha to me, but he's not a one alpha.
Right.
And Jayson Tatum is an alpha, but he's not as consistent, aggressive as an alpha. And setting the table, even if he's not playing well offensively. It took him a minute to even get it together yesterday. But if you see the Sixers, you see James Harden kind of runs the team and Joel Embiid kills. And then you have Maxey who, he can just be himself.
Yes.
He's developing into the player he wants to be. They don't have an identity like that with Boston.
I agree. I think you got to take a swing on it. For the record, the Warriors tonight is Jordan Poole does average 26 a night when Steph doesn't play. So he's a tremendous scorer. I think he needs to be the man, not the guy who subs in to replace the man. So, and I think the team's getting frustrated with him. Let's say they lose to the Lakers. They're not just going to bring back an older Clay, an older Draymond, and they're going to make a move. Is there a move or a player? What would you do with the Warriors if they lose this series to the Lakers?
Yeah, listen, you made a good point. Listen, Jordan Poole, as much as I think he's very talented, 26 a night when Steph's not there, what's their record? Right? How productive is the team itself? Right? Because Jordan Poole can't play, he doesn't play a lick of defense. Right? And he's in his fourth or fifth year, whatever it is, fourth year, whatever it is. You should know the concept of you on the same team. So you should know the concept defensively of what they need from you. So that's what you should be working on in the summers. So when the season comes, teams won't pick on you. You're coming off the bench and you're getting 4 fouls where, you know what I mean? Where you're not even actually being aggressive defensively. And then you take Steph Curry-like shots, in games where Steph's there and Clay's there. So, I'm not really happy of this year's Jordan Poole.
Right.
But I said that to one of my friends. His name is Johnny Novello, and he's a big Golden State fan. I said that last year. I'm like, there's something off with Jordan Poole and the way he plays the game when he's playing with the Golden State Warriors. Again, 26 a game can be misconstrued, right? Yeah, can he score? Yeah, he probably can score when Steph's not there. But are they winning? It's a quality wins when he gets to 26. So I don't even know if he's the type of player that I get my 26 and our team flourishes. I don't know that.
Yeah. I still think the Warriors can take it 7. Do you give the Warriors any chance to win this series down 3-1?
You know what? There's not much from the bench. And Jordan, I think Jordan Poole, just like Harrison Barnes when they lost in the championship, and I guess like Cleveland was giving Harrison Barnes those shots. Just like Sacramento Kings, Harrison Barnes this year when Golden State was playing him, if Harrison Barnes gives me a consistent 17, 18 a game, they beat the Golden State Warriors. If Harrison Barnes hits his shot against Cleveland, right, back in the day, he would still be probably with Golden State Warriors. Jordan Poole's that type of guy. If you get a consistent 20, points from him consistently and just a little bit of defense, you have a chance, but I don't see it.
Yeah. We said this, that as we talk about the Celtics and the Warriors, two really good teams with good players who, if they lose in this round, may reboot. And then I look at the Knicks and I think, listen, Julius Randle should be a 4 on a championship team, or maybe a 3 on a team that could get to the finals and be very good. He's not a 2. And I feel like the Knicks just need scoring, but they do have size and length and movable players. If they go down here, what do you do? What do you go get if you're the Knicks? Because here's the good news. You got your point guard for the next decade in Jalen Brunson, and you got a lot of size. You could move guys and still maintain your size. If you were running the Knicks, what do you go get? Who do you go get?
You know what, you're so right. Listen, I want, if Julius Randle sees this, he's not a 1. He's not a 2. I think he's a great 3-4 because he's super talented. But being able to control the ball to end the games, we saw it the last 2 seasons, right? It's just horrible to look at. You need more shooters with the Knicks. You need way more shooters. And for, listen, you got a Jim and Jaylen Brunson. I've known him since he was a baby. His father, Rick, and I were really close friends when he was at Temple. Me being from Philadelphia, Rick is actually Philadelphia area himself. But, it's not so much as the Knicks' fault that Miami's beating them. Listen, Miami's been to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, 3 out of the last 4 years. Yeah. Basically. So, I mean, it's not like the Knicks are doing bad. It's just they're being exposed of their weaknesses. And then you haven't said, let Julius Randle beat us or take tough shots or try to make a play. And it's working to their advantage because, see, like the Golden State Warriors or like certain teams, they have an identity. Miami has an identity. Yeah. And when you have an identity and you have that identity for years, it's hard to beat those type of teams.
Finally, I suggested if this game gets out of hand tonight and the Lakers trail by 15 in the second quarter, I would just say, LeBron, you're done for the night. AD, you're done for the night. I wouldn't even have a problem if LeBron took the night off and you get a rested LeBron for game 6 and 7. If you coach the Lakers tonight and they got into a hole, how quickly would you pull the plug and just say, guys, we're going to game 6 back in L.A.?
First of all, LeBron's not going to do that. He subbed himself back in the game the other day. But, when listen, if you're dealing with a Memphis, when you're dealing with those type of teams, you probably can do that. You can't do that with the other guy, the light-skinned assassin on the other side.
Steph Curry.
Assassin. You can't do it. Steph Curry, he's not letting you do it. If you turn that game around, Klay Thompson hit a couple of shots and Steph make 1 or 2 threes, that game's Golden State's game, right? So it's a very scary thing. If you got him down, you got to keep him down. Yeah. Right? There is no, even if you're down 15 points, when you're dealing with a Golden State Warrior team that's high volume and turnovers and takes long shots, even though they make their shots, 15 points is really not anything, right? Unless you have a old team where the team is like grinding out and they burn the clock kind of thing. This is totally different. It's kind of like football, right? If I'm passing a lot, I can catch up. But if you're running the ball, you're taking time off the clock. Yeah. Cuttino Mobley, 16 a game in his career. Good talking to you, my man. Appreciate you stopping by and sitting out on the deck today in L.A. Appreciate it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.